Hello, everybody. It's me, KP. I'm here in my studio, The Moon and the Maker, home of ArtFoamies, and I'm here for ArtFoamies Fun Friday. I bet you already knew that. And happy birthday to Lynn, to my friend Stephanie. It's so nice to have you here on your birthday. I hope you're having a great day. So yeah, thanks for coming. I'm going to stop for just a second. I want to see who is here and welcome you all. Stephanie is here, and it is her birthday, so everybody join me in wishing Stephanie a beautiful birthday. I hope it's very makey. Puffer is here. Yay, all the way from Aruba. Monica is here. Bev Jones is here. Who else is here? Kathy, nice to have you. Yes, again, just reminding everybody that we are starting every week at 4 p.m. Central instead of 5. So thanks for tuning in. Bev Jones is here. Megan is here. Who else? Anybody else? Kathy, yes. Catherine Guerrero. Who else? Jack and Dana and Lady Finley. D. Keels is here. Maxie Moon is here. Yay. Happy birthday, Maxie. I hope you had a great vacation. We missed you. I made a lot of new stamps while you were gone. Joni is here. Ellen, welcome. Estrella, oh my gosh. It's okay. Well, sometimes you do show up as White Star. So Estrella is in the house. I hope you're feeling well. Debbie is here. Pam is here. Joanne, happy Friday. You came because you wanted something fun. Wendy, Laurel from California. All right. And Mary Lynn Kelly. Thank you all so much for being here. It is ArtFoamies Fun Friday. So I do have some fun stuff to share with you. And we're just going to get right to it. I'm going to turn the camera around. I actually have a few brand new ArtFoamies to share with you. We got a little bit mixed up on our schedule. Okay. I don't know if I had already teased you to tell you some of the new people that are coming on board or some of the artists that are coming out with new stamps. But it did get pushed back just a little bit. And you just have to put up with little old me because I designed some new ArtFoamies. When Maxie is out of the office, I go a little crazy. So Mr. Moon just let me go wild with my creative impulses. And so I'm bringing to you this evening some ArtFoamies that I have had under wraps for a while, and I'm so excited to share them with you. And then, of course, we'll have a little Valentine because, you know, Valentine's is coming up. I know it's not all the way till February, but one, time is flying by, and two, if you want to get a special Valentine, you need to get it ahead of time so you can, you know, get makey with it. All right. So I'm going to turn the camera around. If you have any questions or thoughts, of course, Mr. Moon is here helping to moderate. And so if you have any questions or thoughts, let us know. And don't forget, for those of you who are my Mooney patrons, after this live, we're going to go into a Zoom and we're going to have a little after party. Okay. So let's see. Yes, Ellen, it's me. It's just me a long time ago. So I will post the link. Thank you so much for asking. And for anybody that wants to join me on Patreon, here is the link. And that should pop up there. All right. Thank you so much. I hope I'm not missing anybody. Sue is here. Welcome. And who else? I hope I didn't miss anybody. I hate when that happens. All right, let me turn the camera around. And I am going to do a little show and tell first, if that's okay with you. I would love to ask you all, how many of you have purchased and used some of the new imprint pads? Okay, I'm gonna just open up this folder and I'm gonna show you some samples, but I would love for anybody who's listening and who can type in to let me know how many of you have purchased and used any of the imprint pads. This will, if you answer the question, it's going to put you in the drawing for tonight. Now, most of you know, I'm going to just repeat myself, that we are going to have a little after party for my patrons You do not have to be a patron to win. If you are here for Art Foamy Fun, that's enough. Okay, so you just answer the question, make sure that I know that you're here watching. We are going to put your name into the drawing. And I want you to know that C Hag, Kimmy Alvarado, won last week's drawing, okay? And we did ship it already. So we'll keep up on this, doing it this way, okay? Anyway, yay, Monica, thank you so much. Kathy Whitney has a question about storing your art foamies. She says, how does everyone store their art foamies? If you want to have a conversation about that, please feel free to answer Kathy in the comments. Lots of great ideas. Also, Kathy, please, join Art Foamy Fun Facebook page. That is not my page, but they do, have a lot of support and they answer questions over there. Okay, so... Okay, oh gosh, Debbie, I'm so sorry to hear about your upcoming surgery, but I hope that it goes really well. And I hope that it will give you time as you're healing and recovering to get makey a lot and use your imprint pads. Yay, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to pull out some of the imprint pad, some of the new ones. I did come out with some new ones. I want to tell you, one of the things, and if you're my patron, then you already know this. So I am a very spontaneous person who has a million ideas all of the time. And so Maxie Moon usually keeps me in check, and she doesn't let me go just crazy all over the place. And so Mr. Moon, though, on the other hand, when Maxie's not here, he really allows me to just go crazy. And so when Maxie's gone, a lot of times I just come out with new stamps, even if they're not scheduled. So that's what kind of happened. And so Maxie was out of town for the week, and Mr. Moon said, if you want to design and, come out with some new art foamies, go ahead. So that's what I did. And I came out with 4 new imprint pads and then a new set of things that I'm calling Springy thingies. And so I'm so excited to be sharing all of this with you. Now, Maxie goes, you always make me seem so mean. And I'm so sorry. I want you all to know right now that not only is Maxie Moon the best daughter, okay, that I could have not even put in an order for a daughter as awesome and amazing and beautiful and sweet and kind and lovely and talented as Maxie Moon. That's the truth. I'm not just saying that, okay? And she's not mean at all. But Maxie is a lot more, focused and a lot more stays on track. She's always on time. And she just she's not quite as all over the place. I don't think she really suffers from ADD the way I do. And so it's a good thing. But Mr. Moon does indulge me. That's all I can say. And so it's not a bad thing. It's just that whenever she's not here, he always gives me a little nudge and says, if you want to come out with some new stamps, go ahead. Anyway, yay. So Terry Dye says, I just recently got Gypsy Soul Snowy Background. I'm not sure if it's considered an imprint pad. So a couple of reasons that it's not really, and I'll tell you why. The thing that sets imprint pads apart just from a background is that it will generally have a lot of varied imagery on it. Okay. Now, the snowy background you can sort of use, there's plenty of other stamps that you can use in the same way. Okay. But, yes, Mystic Images. Yes. Dots of Dashes. One of my very, very favorites. So yes, D Keels, I love you. You always have the best comments. D Keels says, a great balance, Maxie and Mr. Moon. Yes, Maxie and Mr. Moon do help balance me out. I will say that. That's in all seriousness. Anyway, so I came out with 4 new imprint pads to complement. Oh, wait, no, I'm backtracking again. We're talking about imprint pads. Backgrounds are a little bit different. So the Gypsy Soul snowy backdrop is a little bit varied. It has different snowflakes, but it's still considered just a background. The imprint pads, the difference in the imprint pads is that you'll see, and I'm pulling out some of the new ones, and I will talk about them. For one thing, all the imprint pads are 6x8. Okay, I thought that was a nice. The reason I made them 6x8, I'm just going to explain that to you, is because I thought that it would cover an entire 5x7 card. It would also work on a lot of the new papers that are coming out are 6x8. So it would cover an entire, if you stamp it in its entirety, it will sort of be a background, right? But, and so the snowy backdrop is a little bit smaller at 5x7. The imprint pads generally are having different imagery, either in quadrants or in sections or across, okay? And obviously I will share with you the reasons why I created them this way, and why I thought, that it would work not only as backgrounds, but also as borders, and sort of as, a printing pad, okay, with just different imagery. So we'll get to that in a moment. Let's see, I'm going to read the comments again. And yeah, okay, good. Some people are still talking about storing them. Okay, so that's great. And yes, thank you. So they are so versatile. They're really, really just a lot of fun. And, I'm just going to say it. Art Foamies are fun. That's why we have ArtFoamies Fun Friday. But no, I have to tell you, I was out packing orders today, out in the shop with Mr. Moon. And I said, I just love Art Foamies. Art Foamies are fun. And it's really true, and I don't know how many of you saw some of the comments or some of the posts that I shared. And I just said, I'm sort of geeking out over this whole thing because I still get so excited. And if you really know me, you know that I just generally am not really that excitable of a person, but creating art, making stamps, Rubber Moon that gets me so excited too. I love rubber stamps. I love stencils. I love all this stuff, right? But Art Foamies, to me, I love designing them. I love playing with them, and I love sharing them with all of you. So I'm just sorry. Okay. Joanne says, I know someone who uses cafeteria trays for Art Foamies and rubber stamps. I never tried them myself. And yes, for those of you who have seen me, I do this a lot. We have a lot of cafeteria trays, and I oftentimes will set all my stuff up for projects on them. So it's great because they're also lightweight and you can really stack them up. But it's not really necessarily the best for storage, but it is a great way to stage them for getting ready for makeys. Okay. So anyway, let's go ahead. I'm going to pull out a couple of the imprint pads. This is the new one. It is called Mod Moontease. Excuse me. And the reason I call it that is because it does have a little sort of a Matisse flavor. Okay. And I'm not trying to flatter myself by, comparing myself to any Matisse, but some of his shapes and sort of some of his, aesthetic shows itself in some of these shapes. And I really love this a lot. And I wanted to do another one for those of you. This is the number one, or one of the first ones, called Grow. Okay. From the first launch. And I really wanted another one to complement it. Okay. So now, I feel like it's kind of it's not necessarily to be a set, but these are going to go beautifully together. And I'm really excited about this one. I worked with it a decent amount today, and I am going to share with you a couple of the samples that I did. Now I first want to show you this. This is the same pad, except for this was my prototype, okay? And I was just not happy with this. I didn't like it. I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So I reworked it just a little bit to include this instead. And I love it. I love it so much more. So this is the old one, my prototype, okay? And this is the finished version. Not much of a change. This is the only change. And this, is, my friends, is the reason why. So here it is stamped in its entirety. Okay, a couple different times. And I will stamp these for you. And then this is the way I really wanted to play with it. Okay. Do you just love that little bit of overlapping and using it more as sort of an abstract? Of course, you can also use it in pieces. And when I say that, here's some of the other pieces that I did with it. So you can see here, I just used this strip over and over. So again, you can make a background, you know, real quick work. Here I made a different background using just this little quadrant here. Ooh, thank you, Ellen. Oh, yes, very Mary Mecco too. Oh, I love that. I was just laughing. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Catherine Guerrero's comment. So anyway, I hope you can see that, okay? I know sometimes the lighting is a little washed out in here. So if you have trouble seeing, please let me know. Anyway, super fun here. Again, really quick and kind of rough, but you get the idea. Just using some of the little leaves or the little sort of, you know, abstract leaf patterns. And then again, and then here, if you were, oh, and then here again is where I did this with some acrylic paint. And again, just sort of abstracted bits and pieces of it. And I just love this. Not only do I think this makes a lovely base layer, I really feel like I could push this just a little bit further and make a fantastic journal page. So super fun. And again, this is called Maud Moontees. And then last week, if you were here, we did little rubbings. Okay. And so I did sort of a little rubbing over the top. It was actually cleaning it off. I was cleaning off my ArtFoamy, and decided to do a little rubbing on the opposite side. Okay. While I was at it. All right. So that's Maud Moontees. We do have another one called Stars and Stripes. And this one has been morphing around my studio for a while. I actually started it as a little 4x6. And I just never, I don't know, I didn't warm up to it. I said, you know, this is going to make a better imprint pad. And again, a little bit different for an imprint pad, but I really like it because of this side kind of reminds me a little bit of dots of dashes, only with stars. And you can see here, a really fun way is just to ink it up, lay your card over the top, okay, and fold it in half, and then you're going to have a great little base layer for a card, okay, and then the back is a great spot for writing a note or, again, for a great journal spot. So super fun. And then, again, lots of other things that you can end up doing with this, which I will share with you as well. Here's a little piece of it mixed with the dots of dashes. So I love this kind of overlapped, very, you know, kind of loose look. It's a very sort of hybrid between a stencil and sort of a gel press plate and a stamp, if you ask me. I don't know. There's just something about being able to layer these and layer them and work with them that just really is not only super enjoyable, but the combinations that you'll come up with are just endless, right? So again, let's see here. Here again is the Stars and Stripes, and then I do have a couple new images over the top I'll be sharing with you as well. So all these pieces that you see are from the new imprint pad, or from the imprint pads. Most of them are the new ones. Again, here is the stars and stripes, and kind of a mess, but still, like, I do want you to see what a luscious mess this is. I really like the fact that you can overlap the stripes and get a really neat sort of, plaid or a weave pattern. So yes, Nancy Gray, me too. Gina Ahrens is in the house. Oh my gosh. And you all know Gina Ahrens has her own line of ArtFoamies here with us. And some of my very all-time favorites still to this day. Most all of my patrons definitely know that Long and Leafy remains a favorite. And in fact, it's so funny because today I was just packing stamps and was packing up your little, I can't remember the name of it right now, but sort of the halo. And I was like, oh, I need to get the stamp back out again. So I'm so happy that you're here, Gina. Welcome. I hope everybody follows Gina. Okay, so that again, Stars and Stripes. I have a few others probably mixed in here. I'll be pulling out at various times. And again, I am going to stamp them for you. And I'm kind of trying to go in order. This one, I have to say, very excited about this. Now, this is a little bit different. And for those of you who have followed me for a while and are familiar with many of the ArtFoamies, then you know that the Scribble Rose set and the Scribble Rose, Scribble Floral set is one of my favorites, okay? Lots of really fun and beautiful, in my opinion, artwork came out of that set. And I don't know how many of you saw the Crackle demo that I did not too long ago. We used the Scribble Rose set, okay? So what I did was I actually took that similar imagery, or, it's still my designs, my art, and I put it onto an imprint pad. And I wasn't sure if this was going to work, but oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. I'm tickled pink. And pink's my favorite color. So wait until you see this. I am just literally over the moon about it. And I haven't even scratched the surface. So let me see if I can find a couple. Yes, this is one. And again, really quick work. And this, again, just a base layer. It is really nothing. But you're going to see how fast and easy it is to create this, super effective, and just, again, a blast, okay? So in here, I don't know if you can see this, used it a little bit right in here. And then again here. Fufka's TC let you run amok, and then I'm poor. I know. Yes, Joanne, I thought of you because I remember how much you love the Scribble Roses too. Yeah. All right. So, and then finally, last but definitely not least, I did come out with love, love, love. It is to celebrate Valentine's or any time that you need hearts and love and lace and X's and O's and some little arrows. And some scallops. Yes, this, I really super, again, I know I use the word way too much, but super fun. And I just can't wait to stamp these all for you. Here, I do have this on the front of a card, although it is backwards. This was my, my prototype, and you can see the word love was backwards. So we had to flip it. But I wanted to save this anyway, because I think, it's not going to matter. If I end up mounting something over the top of this, that isn't even going to show. And I still think this is a very effective background. All right. So let's see what else I have in here. Now, some of these are the older ones. Oh, here, I do want to share this with you. Okay. And I'm going to talk about this heart. This is a special for the weekend. Okay. I created this heart especially just as a freebie, an extra freebie, okay? Because you are going to get this if you order this weekend through Sunday night at midnight. If you order anything from the new collection, any imprint pad or any of the the new Springy thingies, which I'm going to show you in a minute. There's only 4 of them, 4 imprint pads and 4 Springy thingies. Yes, it's a funny name. But if you order anything from the collection, you're going to get this heart for free, okay? And you're also going to get it along with the regular January freebie, okay? So, and you have the opportunity to get 3 freebies, because if you order $75 or more, you're also going to get a free stamp buddy, okay? A small stamp buddy. So, this does not take away this freebie, okay? This is only going to be available with purchase through Sunday, okay? It's a nice large heart with this little lacy sort of pattern on the front. It is not as small as most all the freebies you can kind of see, okay? So it's a nice, generous freebie. And it's going to really come in handy. Not only, that's why I said we're doing a little Valentine. It's not, the size of the freebie heart is 4 inches tall. Okay. By, where's my ruler here? By, let's see, about, I want to say about 4 inches, 3.5. So at the tallest point, it's 4 by 3.5. And remember, you can also use the back. And I'm going to show you something real fun to do at the back, while we're here. And then, of course, you also get the bear tree, which is a great freebie. And again, if it's 75 or more, then you can also get a free stamp buddy. All right. So, and I am going to pull that out and share it with you. Anyway, I did a few here. Again, using the little imprint pad around there. Not my favorite colors, but, just stamping them out, trying to see how they all look. And then I'm going to also pull out some of the little springy thingies and show those to you, although I do have to stamp these for you as well. So this one is called That 70s Twig or Sprig. I can't remember now. It's That 70s Sprig. This one is called Springy Bare Branch or Bare Branches. This one is Springy Stem with 9 Leaves. And then there's another one. Where'd it go? This one is called Springy Succulent. And I have it here somewhere stamped out. Let's see. Oh, here it is. And I just love it. These also, I might add, really, really complement with the 2 imprint pads as well. As you can see, this sort of mimics this shape. Okay, and this shape. And then, these leaves, although they're not necessarily going with anything, they really look nice design-wise, graphically with this set. Okay? Or not that it's a set, but you get my drift. And I'm going to stamp those for you. I'm also going to stamp these other imprint pads. This one you just have to see. And then finally, last but not least, I am going to share with you the Love, Love, Love pad, because we're going to make a little Valentine. All right. So let's see. GMT, EDT, CDT. What does that mean? GMT, EDT, CDT. I'm trying to guess. All right. Anyway. And I'm going to pull this out just so you can see. This, my friends, is the Dots of Dashes. Again, wanting to show you some of the other imprint pads because they're not very old either. So I know a lot of you may not even have them. Oh, Sunday at midnight. What time zone? So always, whenever, just for future reference, and not that I expect any of you to know this, of course, but whenever I personally talk about times, it will always be Central Time because I'm in Central Time. I always try to put CST or what do I put? CST, is that right? Central? I don't know. Oh, yes, CT. What is it? I don't even know. Yes, 5 p.m. I don't know. Central Time, CST. Thank you. I'm over here with the brain freeze. All right, that is Dots of Dashes. And I just wanted to pull that back out to share with you. And then I'll just pull these out real quick too, just so you can have a quick little review. This is X's and O's. This is Scribbles. This one is, oh gosh, I can't remember the name of this one. It's one of my favorites though. I really, I think this is Grow. I don't know. I name them all Grow for some reason. Oh my gosh. This is Good Day Sunshine. And this is probably a little bit different. This more, I almost consider this more like a background, but I do feel like since the imagery is so varied and going sort of multiple ways that it makes sense, right? This one is actually Marilyn Kelly's. I'm so excited to hopefully be offering some other artists imprint pads soon as well. We are working with some people behind the scenes, and Marilyn Kelly, she sent me this after she saw my first ones and says, will you please turn this into an imprint pad? And I said, absolutely. And I know so many of you have this, and it is absolutely fantastic. And then this one, which I haven't really used very much, and it is, I don't know, it's something to do with Cosmos or something like that. I can't really remember, but this one is based off of my Rubber Moon Stamp Stack set. And then this one is the only one that's a little bit different, and also don't necessarily know if it qualifies exactly as an imprint pad, but it is something about words. And it is sort of just a little reverse stamp. Mostly I love to use this for texture. All right, so it just gives you a little quick review. And now let's get to stamping. All right. I know, Jack. I was over here like trying to figure out what the heck that meant. A little dense at times, but you knew that about me already. All right, so and I do have a couple other little samples here that are sort of fun. For those of you who follow along, on a regular basis, then we've been doing a lot of Yupo play. And so these are both done on Yupo, and I really just love them. So lots of fun experimenting on Yupo. Now, I don't love this side as much, but if you've played with Yupo, then I could easily sort of remove, or not necessarily remove, but I could easily rework this, pour a bunch of alcohol ink on here, re-smush it, and have a completely different look. And again, this is the first imprint pad, and I'm sorry for not knowing the names right now. I should have a list. I really should. Okay. So let's go ahead. I'm going to pull this one out because I think you're just dying to see it, and I'm dying to stamp it for you. I am going to, a couple things. I want to make sure that I'm starting with clean fingers. I am going to pull out a piece of printmaking paper, and I just want to let you know, now this is a Strathmore printmaking paper, but it is the 300 series. It's a little bit lighter weight. It is not their top quality. I like it better because it is a little bit thinner, and it picks up the prints really nicely. However, I will tell you, if you want to do much water media or watercolor, then it is not what I would necessarily recommend. But for demonstration, I mean, it is nice. It's great for collaging, and don't get me wrong, it'll take a decent amount of media, but again, if I want to use a lot of watercolor, it is not my first choice. But I am going to be using the Moon Glow dye inks right now. They're extra bright neon colors, okay? And I have 4 colors. I have the yellow Starlight, the pink Crush, the orange Coral Fire, and Blue Moon, okay? And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to take my little cubes and I'm going to ink up the little flower areas. Keep in mind, if you want to use like a brush or a scrap buddy, maybe have a little more control, you could also use your Derwents or your scribble sticks, whatever, you happen to have and like. I'm going to smush around a little bit of yellow. And I'm not going all over. I'm just staying right here in the flower area. Okay, and going in. Now I'm going to take my blue and I'm going to go right over that, creating some green in certain areas. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and rub that blue all around. And maybe just a little bit of the Coral Fire to sort of give, I don't know, just a few extra little touches of color, vary it a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead. I am going to, so Linda, you do not have, like, all you have to do to get the freebie is buy anything from the collections. Okay, so $15 or more will get you the bear tree and the heart. Okay, and again, this tree is all month long, and this tree is a freebie with purchase through the end of the month. Okay, with $15 purchase, but the heart freebie is only good through the weekend with purchase. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to stamp this in its entirety right now. And I will tell you that if you want to, you can always sneak a peek, okay, and see if you're getting all the coloration that you want. A lot of times if I feel like I'm not getting enough, you know, maybe some of the values or whatever that I want, I can hold it still in place and I can go in here and I can pump up some of the color a little bit if I want to, okay? I think it looks fine. I'm going to go ahead and give it a little rubbing there, a little more rubbing, and I'm going to pull it away, and ooh la la, I just love it. But let's take it a little step further and let's put in some of this sort of beautiful little touches. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I could at this point, and I just want to show you something. If you are concerned about any of this touching your paper, then you can put a little mask down. All you have to do is take like a piece of newsprint or, you know, some other piece of paper, and you can lay it right over if you're concerned about it. A lot of times what I'll do, I'll just look at where I want it. I want it to start about here, so I'll put my thumb there, and I'll just give it a little rubby rub, okay? And then maybe I want some more color coming down the side. And what color do I want? I want a little blue. I turned all my blue green. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to clean this off a little bit, reapply some blue ink. Let's do this over here. I just want to get a little more blue, and I want to get some of those dots a little bit darker. I love the scribbly part down here. So let's go ahead and, you know, I can turn it purple by adding a little blue and pink together. Okay, and let's put this down here. And maybe I want to pull some of that up into it. So let's go up a little lighter. I'm not going to push quite as hard, just to give a little touch of that. And maybe I want to bring it out over here a little bit more. So let's just give another little rub over there. Now I'd like to have some of that maybe here, or, you know, I think I want this leaf, and I think the sprig. So let's go ahead. I want to make it purple also, and I want it right here on the side. So I'm gonna and maybe a little more. I don't know. I can, you know, you can just keep going and playing and seeing what looks good to you. And I'm just feeling like I might want some little more flowers up here in the top. And maybe even down here, down the side a little bit. Pretty fun, right? Oh, I'll just go to town. Why not? And I actually, yes, I really love it. I could just do this for 5 hours or longer. I don't know why I said 5 hours. I do want to show you something that I did with that. I've been working, this is just a little aside, but I've been working on a challenge in the Golden Artist Educator group has a little January painting challenge every year, and I do try to participate. And so my painting for yesterday, I call it Reach for the Moon, and it is a painting, but I want you to see that I did use that imprint pad right over the top, just a little bit right in my painting. Here you can see the little dots coming down the side right there. And then you can see on the handprint just a little bit of the sort of negative space flowers there. And it also did something sort of fun, a little bit of texture right in that watercolor. So super fun to use in so many ways. Just wanted to share that with you. Yes, instant abstract is what Nancy says. Really works. Yes. How much time do you have to stamp on imprint pad after inking? So quite some time. Thank you so much for asking that, Monica, because you know what? This ink will really not necessarily dry. Like, I will tell you, if I press this again, I'll get another light rubbing. If I press it again, I'll get probably even another light rubbing. But you know, I can also, this is a really super cool thing to know with this ink, okay? With other inks, I can't speak to that. Now, if you're using paint, you don't have as much time, okay? It's going to dry. But inks, if you're using alcohol inks, also will dry, but you can reactivate it with a little bit of your alcohol, okay? So here, if this is sort of dry, give it a good, this is a great fun technique too. Give it a spritz with some alcohol, okay? And this works with alcohol inks and with these Moon Glow inks, okay? And I'm going to get a very beautiful and juicy and full color thing. Not only will it go right through this printmaking paper, okay? But it will give me a beautiful coloration on my stamp side. All right. Not to mention that it also cleans off your pad. Okay. Super, right? It was worth it to come to ArtFoamies Fun Friday just for that. Yes. Thank you so much, Sherry. I hope you're feeling better. All right. So that, my friends, is called the Scribble Floral Imprint Pad. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull out our freebie stamp because I do want to show you something kind of fun. A couple fun things. First of all, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to ink this up. Let's just go ahead and we'll do this in solid. Well, I'm going to do it in pink, and then I'm going to go over it in a little bit of blue. Just so I can make a nice purple. Okay. And I'm going to stamp this for you right in the center of this big, well, it's not that big, but 8 by 10 piece of paper. Okay. All right. So, ooh, pretty. Okay. So now I have my Love, Love, Love imprint pad. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and ink it up also, again, using the same, and I'm doing this, I do not always, you know, do my art this way, but for demonstration purposes, this works so well. I think that it's just effective. It shows up really well on camera. The colors are fantastic. I only have to use 4 at a time. So, you know, it's a fun way. And I love these colors. I won't lie. Neons and neon pink specifically is one of my all-time, or, you know, not necessarily neon pink, but like opera rose, one of my very favorite colors. So, you know, anyway, but again, this is fun and you'll love it. I just know. Okay, so here I sort of inked it up a little bit as sort of a rainbow, sort of. Okay, I got a good variety of colors. And I'm going to clean my fingers again. Yay, thank you, Puffer, Joanne, Ginger. Yes, Ginger, get one of your favorites just and try. There's so many different things that you can do with them. You'll love them. All right, so here I have my heart. And you know, if I went and I just stamped this over, okay, it is going to stamp all this right over the top, right? Unless I mask this off. Well, I have found sort of a fun and effective way to stamp a background without really having to mask or really worry about it. Now, I don't really care. It doesn't have to be perfectly crisp, but I thought this was just kind of cool because you can see where the heart is, or you can kind of get a feel for it anyway. Like I said, a lot of times I will look at my page and I'll turn it over and I'll say, okay, I want this to go right here. So you know what? I can just barely lay this down and I can rub all around it, right? I can just rub around and not push down on my heart area. And I'm going to get a really decent background without having to worry about that. Ta-da! Isn't it kind of fun? I mean, I know it's not perfect, but it works. And I like the fact even that I have a little bit of sort of shade, you know, that shadowy look. And the other great thing, again, for like this, if I didn't get it to, you know, to be very as crisp as I want it, no, Nita, we have not yet. After Maxie gets back. And it's only going to be on some. Okay, so again, you can line it up pretty well and, you know, fix that right up if you need to. Again, for card, this is, for those of you who do card making, this is just fantastic because, you know, it just makes it so much less, I don't know, fussy. And the great thing is that, you know, of course now, like I do not have to leave it like this. I can definitely go in and I can color inside, you know, my openings if I don't want that negative space, if I don't want the white lines. But also keep in mind the other way that you could do is you can reverse stamp. And what I mean by that is you can use some dark on your paper first. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Take a little dark on our paper. And well, it's not that dark, but I'm just going to use this blue. All right, good. Well, I don't know. It doesn't have to go all the way to the edge, but let's just make it because it's going to probably cover it pretty good. All right, and in this case, now I do have, excuse me, that Moon Glow ink still on there, right? But I don't care. I'm going to leave that on there. I'm going to take myself a scrap buddy, and I'm going to use some white gesso. You could use white, or it doesn't have to be white, but you could use acrylic. You want something that's sort of opaque and something that will cover. Forget to like this fabulous demo. Thank you so much. So yes, and I know Patty Hodder is always so wonderful about reminding everybody to you know, whatever, give it a like, give this video a like and comment and share, and make sure obviously too that you're following us. I would really appreciate it. Yeah, every little bit helps, you know, because we want Art Foamies to be around for a long time. And I'm sorry I'm struggling with my gesso right now. For some reason, it's just being, it's pretty globbed up. I won't lie. But also, I'm running a little low on the white gesso. There we go. All right, let's blob this baby up pretty good, okay? And again, I do have some of the color still down on there. I'm not going to worry about it. It might, it's going to probably tinge it, might even turn it sort of pastel-y. I don't care. Lots of times I actually love to mix my gesso or my paint with some of these inks and get some really fantastic bright pastels. And when I say mix, I don't mean put the ink in the gesso. I just mean kind of what I'm doing now. Ooh, we only have a few more minutes and we have to go. For those of you who are my patrons and are going to join me this evening for our after party, you know, if it ends up going, and that could be for any week, if it ends up going a little bit long, please know I'll be over there. I won't leave you hanging. All right, so now you have your paper, and you know, this could be any color. It could be darker. And I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to use Bye, Joanne. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. See you soon. Ta-da! So that, my friends, is another way, you know, if you don't want your lines to be white, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. Because I know a lot, I mean, I've had people ask me, do you always have to have the lines white? Well, absolutely not, okay? Remember, again, if you do use acrylic or any, you know, type of paint that will dry and get crusty on your ArtFoamies, you do not want that, okay? Water-soluble stuff like watercolor or even these types of inks will not hurt your ArtFoamies if they stay on there without cleaning them, but any type of acrylic paint or gesso is not good to let it dry on there, all right? All right, I'm going to stamp the springy thingies for you. So that you can see why I designed them the way that I did. And then, of course, if you have any questions or thoughts, let me know. Okay, so springy thingies. Let's pull out another piece of printmaking paper here. So of course, now these do come in a set of 4, or you can buy them individually, okay? Again, you have the springy succulent, you have the springy springy something with 9 leaves, springy stem with 9 leaves, you have the 70s sprig, and we have the bare branch, okay? And so again, I am just going to stamp them the way they actually are. Okay, it's sort of just really nice, heavy graphic shape. Bye, Bev. Thank you so much. I'm so happy you got to be here with us, and I'll see you soon. I'll talk to you next week. Okay, oops, I didn't get a very good coverage, but you see the shape that it is, right? I need to probably ink this up a little bit more. But anyway, the nice thing, and I'm going to go ahead and ink it just a little bit more so you can See it on the next stamping. All of these springy thingies, that's why I call them springy, is because they do have a bit of spring form, okay? So you can stamp it like this, or you can hold it a little bit differently, and you're going to get a completely different look. I even think actually what I'm going to do for this one, I'm going to clean this top part off and do it a different color. Okay, so you can hold it this way. Okay, and even if you wanted to move these up a bit, and you can get a completely different look. So like this one looks more like, I think, a flower, maybe like a tulip or something. Somebody else, when I did a little sneak peek of these, said, oh, it kind of looks maybe even like a menorah. So, I mean, there's just so, like, what do you see in these? And which ways would you like to use them? I also think they'll be great to use, you know, sideways and underneath things. And I'm sorry, I'm not getting very good coverage with my ink right now. But you get the idea, right? So I love that concept, okay? Lots of other just formations with them, and they all have that springy factor, okay? So you can get a completely different look depending on how you hold it when you stamp it. This one, not quite as much movement in it, but I do like it because it is bendable. So you can have it kind of, you know, going to the left or the right. This one I think is the most dramatic. Of course, you can stamp it again in its entirety. Let me go ahead and get a little bit darker of a color here. And then again, let's do a little bit different color again. And then I think this looks more like somebody said a pine cone, or like just a different, you know, more of a leaf. Also kind of looks like an artichoke. Ooh, yes, Puffer, that's an awesome idea. I will do it. I definitely will. That would be so, so fun. I'm on board for sure. Anyway, I just love it. I think it's super fun. And, you know, that's what ArtFoamies are. Super fun. All right. So that's it, my friends. That is your demo for this evening of the new imprint pads and the new springy thingies. I hope that you enjoy them and love them as much as I do. And at least, you know, get half as excited as I do. As always, if you have any questions or ideas or thoughts, you know where to find me. I'm going to go because we're going to go have a Zoom. So I want to thank you all so, so much for joining me tonight. And I look forward to every Friday. I want to just thank you again for being here and giving me a reason to, you know, put on a little makeup each week. All right. So I love you all to the moon and back, and you know the deal. Stay safe, stay sane, stay makey, and I will see you next Friday. Or if you're going to come over to the after party, you should have the Zoom link. So thank you again. Have a wonderful weekend, and you know the deal. I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.